Okay, here's another example where the information that we're given gives us a side-side angle triangle. We know side A which is this side here that could be flexible. It could go this direction, or we could swing it over here, and it could be this way. We know side C, which is 7.2, and we know angle A, which is 43.5. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set this up, and we're going to solve for the sine of C. So I'm going to set my equation up, and I get the sine of C over 7.2 equals the sine of A, but angle A is 43.5 degrees, over side A, which is 10.7. I'm going to multiply both sides by the 7.2 to isolate the sine of C. And I get that the sine of C is 7.2 times the sine of 43.5 all over 10.7. Now this time I'm going to put it in my calculator with the inverse sign first. I'm going to undo the sine of C, which means I have to do the inverse sine of both sides. This gives me angle C here. Be careful here, your calculator will probably give you a parentheses there. Make sure you close it after the angle that you put in, but do not put parentheses around the 7.2 and the sine of 43.5. Do put the multiplication sign in here, but do all of this in the inverse sign. And when you do that, you get that angle C is 27.6 degrees. Now again, I like to go back and look at my given information and make my two possible triangles. Because this was a side-side angle case, I have two possible options. So angle C could be 27.6 degrees, or angle C could also be the supplement of C, which ends up giving me 152.4 degrees. Angle A we were given, angle A is angle A was 43.5 degrees. And it stays 43.5 degrees in this triangle too. So I can add these two together and subtract them from 180, and I get that angle B for this triangle is 108.9 degrees. But what I notice when I add these two together, that gives me 195.9 degrees. But I have to remember the sum of the measures of a triangle, of the angles of a triangle, is 180. This is already more than 180, so this does not make a valid triangle. So sometimes when we do law of sines, we only have one option. Side A was given. It was 10.7. Side C was given. It was 7.2. And we can use the law of sines to find side B. We do that. I like to put the missing side on top, so side B over the sine of angle B, which is 108.9, equals, I'm going to again go with the one that I was given, so side A is what I'm going to use, this 10.7, over the sine of 43.5 degrees. Again, we're going to multiply both sides by the sine of 108.9 to be able to solve. Now, since I'm just finding a side, I do not need to do inverse sine. And when I do that, I get 14.7, and I believe the label was inches. So 14.7 inches is my answer. And again, there's only one triangle, because when I look back here, the two angles that are possible make more than 180 degrees.